Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
All right, guys, welcome back to In the Mind of Jax Taylor. How you guys doing? I'm really looking forward to today's guest. If you are someone close to or has been affected by addiction, then you've likely heard my guest's name before because he's one of the most renowned experts in the field of addiction and substance abuse and has built an enormous empire. Richard Taite, I'm so happy to have you joining me today. I was actually put in touch with Richard by my team before I entered the facility I went to the first time last summer. We really had a heart-to-heart and opened up a lot. I remember you really took the time to talk to me and give me invaluable insight and guidance, and I really appreciated it. You really made me feel comfortable. For those of you that don't know, Richard Taite is one of the leading experts and most trusted leaders in the field of addiction in the United States. He was the owner and founder of the prestigious Cliffside in Malibu, a groundbreaking luxury rehab facility that quickly became the gold standard in addiction and treatment, serving high-profile celebrities and ended up selling it for 9 figures, which is amazing. I mean, you literally launched the Carrera Treatment Center, and you've helped over 10,000 families get their loved ones back. And despite your enormous success, you continue to work on the front lines, speaking to people and families, and you can really tell how passionate and committed you are to help people. And I can say that firsthand because you have been so amazing to me when we first met. So welcome.
What was that, my CV?
You shared with me before that you battled addiction for 25 years before you achieved your sobriety. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, I'm 58, so I was brought up in a different time where, you hit your kids and everything. And my dad was a rageaholic, right? Where he just snap and beat on his kids. So that affected me. And throughout childhood, I got into my dad's drawer and grabbed his pot at 12, and I smoked with my friends, and I felt better. I mean, I didn't feel less than. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't, head on a swivel in a panic all the time, And then at 17, my father left the house. My grandfather, who was everything to me, passed away. And the sheriffs showed up at my house and said, you have 15 minutes or 10 minutes to grab your stuff and get out of the home I grew up in. So after that, I lost 25 years. It was too much for me. It just broke me. It was too much. And so that's my story.
Was that your rock bottom? Would you say that your rock was close to your rock bottom?
Man, I've had so many rock bottoms. I've been shot at 3 times. I was held against my will. I fell out of a taxi and almost got hit by a semi truck. For me, the bottom was being completely destitute and being homeless for a little bit, not having anywhere to go.
Can I ask you what your drug of choice was? I know you said cannabis was. Did it go into something else?
No, cannabis was at 12. I was smoking cocaine.
Smoking cocaine. Wow.
Yeah.
Cocaine was my drug of choice too, but I've never smoked it. And can you tell me the difference between, as I don't know, and this is actually, I'm really interested in knowing, what's the difference between smoking it and doing it the way I did it?
Snorting it?
Yes.
I used to tell people who are snorting cocaine they didn't have a problem.
Oh, are you serious?
Half serious and half not serious. So it's all in the delivery system. It's not in the drug, right? So if you snort something, you're getting this high.
Yeah.
If you smoke it, you're getting that high. And if you shoot it, you're getting that high.
Yeah.
Same drug, just way more intense. So I would say that smoking cocaine is about 100 times more intense than snorting.
Wow.
And I would say that shooting it is 100 times more intense than smoking it. So just so that you know, you're the luckiest person on the face of the earth, because with a 4-year-old son, you wouldn't even see him. You wouldn't even see him, okay, if you were smoking. It's the hardest thing in the world to get off of.
But if it's laced with fentanyl, like whether you're snorting or you're smoking it, if it's laced with something, it's this, God forbid, the same result, correct?
You can't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, those days are over, man.
Yeah.
This is like, we were into my story and I'm old. Today, we're out of time. That's why we call my podcast We're Out of Time, because the fentanyl issue was so bad and kids were dying. And I had this one kid who was with me. I treated his 2 other brothers as well. But this one was my favorite. And he had 7 years sober. And then he got into a car accident. He was engaged to he was 26, to a 26-year-old angel. He was in an MBA. Okay. He just graduated from business school. Gorgeous kid, great family. Gets into a car accident after 7 years sober, goes to the doctor, puts him on pills for too long, cuts him off. He goes and gets 1 pill and he drops dead. 1 pill. And I went insane. I just went insane. So that's why I came back.
It's interesting because I now, what am I? I'm 200 plus days sober now. And I talk to my friends. I feel like I've been like a little bit of an inspiration to some of my buddies that now we're doing cocaine. I used to do cocaine with them, and they have stopped doing it now. And not so much because they wanted to stop, because they're scared now because of fentanyl. And they found a way to ruin cocaine. They found it. Like, that's what my friends are saying. Like, I love doing cocaine, but now I can't do it anymore because they put fentanyl in it, and now it's just not worth it.
That is the definition. That is the exact definition between a problem user and a drug addict right there. They can actually make a decision not to use. You and I, we're using.
Yeah. And I didn't give a shit. I honestly didn't care. I was like, listen, and I told you I'm bipolar too. So I was doing my research on it, which 100%. I was listening to another podcast. If you have bipolar 2, cocaine makes you feel normal. It made me feel normal. It made me feel that I can use my brain and I can think rather than go down the spiral of having the disorder. The cocaine made me feel like, it really did. It made me feel normal. I don't know about you, but it made me feel like, okay, I was alive and I felt great and I felt like invincible and I felt like I could have conversation with people. And, when I was off of it, of course I felt like shit because I was coming down off of it, but I just felt better. I'm not gonna lie, I love the fucking drug. Fucking loved it.
Right. Yeah, I hated it. I hated the whole, it's you know what, dude, you like the beginning of it.
Yeah.
We romanticized the beginning of it. And then it's all fun. And then we move to fun with problems. And then it graduates to all problems.
That's what happened to me. All fucking problems. And it's like, for what? For 2 hours of fun? Like, for literally, because you're starting to do it. And then, like, the next days, like, for me, as I got older, it took me 2 to 3 days to recover. Especially as you get older, it's fucking hard. And then not only that, the problem for me, and we've said this before, it wasn't when I was actually doing the cocaine. It was the next day. I became a tyrant. I was on a runaway train with my family, with my significant other. I was just a runaway train of anger. Like, I already have anger issues. Now throw cocaine on top of it and the depression. I was a runaway train. I was a runaway fucking train, and you couldn't stop me.
Yeah.
It was just bad. And like I said, I'm so proud of myself, to be honest. Like, I have some other issues that I have to work on, and I haven't talked to you in a while about this, but the fact that I'm 200, I can't remember what, 200 and what are we, 7, 8, 9, something like that, 279 days. I have no interest in doing drugs or alcohol again. I will never, ever go back to that lifestyle. I haven't even had an itch. And I'm so shocked because I thought I was going to have a serious problem with it. I thought I was like, you know what, there's going to be a day where it's gone bad. And I'm going to tell you right now, this year, I'm going to be 46 next week. This has been the roughest year of my life. And I thought for sure all the stuff that I'm going through publicly with my marriage, with everything that's going on, my son, my diagnosis, everything kind of drives you to drink all these issues that I'm going through. And I haven't had one, not even a thought about drinking or going back to drugs, which I'm very, very happy about. But
is that the first time that you've ever had an effortless sobriety? Is this the first time? Is this the first sobriety that you've ever had where it just wasn't calling you?
Yeah, no, it's not calling me at all.
Well, it's the first sobriety he's ever had, period.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I wasn't understanding the question.
So let me explain something. I'm going to save you some time. What you have experienced is a gift. It happens almost never. See, I've had more sobriety dates than there are dates on the calendar. I am the ultimate AA loser. Okay? I could not get sober. And the last time I got sober, there was no struggle, none, zero. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Now, every other time that happened, the 4 other times that happened, listen to how sick we are, okay? I didn't focus on the fact that I've had so many sobriety dates and so many failures. The only thing I focused on was those small little grains of sand, those small little 4 times that it was effortless. And then it hit me. Oh, this is one of those. If it's this easy, don't fuck it up this time.
Right.
Okay? That is where you're at. It's a gift, bro. It ain't always going to be this easy.
Right.
Hand to God on my life.
I believe you on that. And that's why I feel like, gosh, if I can get through sobriety on the worst year of my 45 years of existence, this has by far been the worst year of my life, by far. Everything that I'm going through, everything that I put everybody through, everything. And if I can get through this, what I'm going through sober, I just don't see how it could get. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I actually think the real test is going to be, because right now, like Jax, you have like a fire under your butt right now because you know that so much is on the line and he's been so scared to lose a lot of things, and he knows that he needed to make a lot of changes. But I think that the test is going to be when things are calmer again and things seem better and you're on a good track. Like still being fully committed, right?
Yeah, that's always been my problem with things. Like once I get past like the rough parts and then things are kind of smooth sailing, then I go to self-sabotage. Wait a minute, things shouldn't be this normal. What it is you haven't had enough wins to know. That's exactly it.
This is just the way it is.
Right.
It's muscle memory. See, the problem is you don't recognize who you are.
Right.
You don't realize who you are. You're still in the phase of, is this real? This feels kind of phony. I feel kind of fraudulent, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. You are funny. You're smart. Okay. You're handsome. And, you've had hit shows. And your co-host has the best voice in the history of the world.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. You don't think so?
I don't know.
You just
I don't think anybody has ever said that to me.
You just made her day.
Thank you. Okay.
Really? Okay. So you and I are alike. You and I are exactly alike.
In the Mind of Jax Taylor is sponsored by BetterHelp. You know, we've all done it. You're stressed out, and suddenly you're venting to your barber, your barista, or maybe even a random person in the bathroom line. Fun conversations? Absolutely. But when it comes to real issues like relationships, anxiety, or depression, not everyone's the right one to turn to. That's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp's therapists are fully licensed, clinically trained, and they've been helping people find their match for over 10 years. They've got a 4.9 rating from over 1.7 million reviews, and with over 30,000 therapists, it's the world's largest online therapy platform. The best part? BetterHelp does the matching for you. Just fill out the short questionnaire, and they'll pair you with someone who fits your needs. And if it's not a fit, you can switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. Sessions are totally online, so it's easy to fit into your life. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. Right now, my listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/JaxTaylor. That's betterhelp.com/JaxTaylor.
I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Shopify's point of sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. Need a fast and secure way to take payments in person? We've got you covered. How about card readers you can rely on anywhere you sell?
Thanks. Have a good one.
Yep, that too. Want one place to manage all your online and in-person sales? That's kind of our thing. Wherever you sell, businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial at shopify.com/listen. Shopify.com/listen.
All right, I have a question for you. What is your advice for an addict or an addict's family if the person is refusing to get help? It's a two-part question. I think we see a lot. I definitely think we see a lot of that. In fact, it happened to me. And even for myself, I had a family and friends that were concerned about my health, but I didn't see that. I had a problem at that point, and I refused to get help. Basically, what is your suggestion for people that basically went through the same thing I did?
Okay. So the thing that's killed more people is he's got to do it for himself.
So you're saying, okay, so people saying that to him, wait, like an intervention?
I'm saying, you know, when you hear people
I hate
say,
that.
oh, he's got to do it for himself.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the biggest lie. That's killed more people than any other statement. That was just some guy, well-meaning person, you know, heard it from some other guy who repeated it to this idiot who, you know, all well-meaning people, but it means nothing.
Right.
Okay. And I can prove it. There's only two types of people that go to treatment, only two. And they're about 50-50. The people that want to get well and the people that want to get the heat off. Well, the people that want to get the heat off.
Which one are you, Jax?
I think I'm a little bit of both.
Right. And sometimes it's a little bit of both.
But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. It switched. Now, in the beginning, I wanted the heat off. Now I don't give a shit about that. Now I'm so upset. Like, I'm going to get into this real quick. I'm so obsessed with my sobriety right now. I'm like, I love it. I start following other sober people. I love going to AA. I was that guy when I first went to AA. I fucking hated it. I go, my ego's not going to fit through this door. I don't want to fucking talk to random people. Now everybody knows me. Hey, Jax, how you doing? Did you bring the donuts today? Hell yeah, I'm in there. I'm talking. How you doing? Everybody knows my name. I share. I get my chips. I don't miss a day. Now I'm mad if other people miss a day. Hey, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a week. I'm that guy now in my AA meetings. And I told you, like I said, in the beginning, fuck no. I was like, you know what? Everybody's on my case. I'm going to lose this and that. Get me to fucking rehab so people can fucking just shut the fuck up. And now it's flipped.
Do you see that though? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You couldn't have given me a better example.
Yeah.
Right? So you come in to get the heat off, and 50% of those people will get sober because they shift, and it ain't like a light switch.
No.
It's more like a dimmer, right? And you feel the pull and you go that way.
Like I said, walking into AA for the first time, I sat in a corner with my head down. I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word for the first 3 meetings, actually. I just kept my head down, didn't talk. I raised my hand for a couple things. But then as time went by, man, I loved it. Like, I love the community. I love everything about it. There's no way, shape, or form that anybody will ever get me to drink or do drugs again. I'm so invested in this. And I feel like it's kind of I don't know if it's my calling or not, but I love talking to people about it. I love, answering questions. I love talking to people where I came from with it. Even when I was in the rehab the first time, I got off on talking about my situation. I loved it. I loved talking about, because a lot of people in the rehab center that I went to had nothing to lose. I had everything to lose. So there's a difference there. And people were like, gosh, he's got a lot to lose. He's got a lot of things and he's here. Maybe, I can make changes with my life. And I literally, it was a drug. It's a drug to me. AA is now my new drug. Like if I miss a day, if I miss a couple days during the week, I lose it. It's like making my bed in the morning. I have to go to AA.
All right, listen, I love the fact that you're doing that, and I love the fact that you get that support, but I want to explain something to you, okay? And people are going to give, the haters are about to come out right now, okay? But this is the truth, okay? Sobriety is not its own gift. I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's not. Because if you can't create a better life or a life with more value than what you had using drugs and alcohol, you can't stay sober. You need a life that's greater than what you held as most valuable. Now, one of the great things about this is you're thriving in the world. So you are going to build a life that you can be proud of. You already have a life that you're proud of. And you have tools to where you can get through things even at 288 days sober, because I believe that's what you have.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, like you said, the drugs and the alcohol, it masked situations that I just didn't want to deal with. It didn't make me better. It never made me better, but it was fun. That's why I did it. It took my mind off of things that I didn't want to deal with. And I told
Until it became unfun.
And now, like I said, I'm dealing with things now. I'm dealing with things raw. Like I'm dealing with things like my father's death. I don't talk to my mother anymore. Things that my marriage, my bipolar disorder, the things that are going on with my son. I'm dealing with that on raw now, without any kind of medication, without any kind of drugs, which is really, really hard to do.
You should call me every morning and review your day.
I would love to do that.
So the original question was, I just want to hop back because I think it's super important. The question was, when you have family and friends that are really concerned about a loved one and they're refusing to get help, what can you do?
The way you deal with that is with an interventionist, because you can go to your therapist and hopefully it works out there and he accepts, or he or she accepts responsibility for the behaviors, but that's very rare. What you got to do is you have to have an interventionist that will come, and the way I do it is I call it a love call, right? So I walk in with the heart of a servant, okay? And it's a love call. Whatever their problem is, I'm going to fix it. I don't care what it is. Okay. Their problems are insurmountable. Okay. It's too much for them in the state they're in. For me, it's a 5-minute thing. Okay.
Because I think a lot of people that struggle with this, and you were the same way, they just don't think they have a problem. And that was the hardest part.
I didn't think I had a problem until I started losing things. And that's when I was using cocaine for the years.
Oh, stop. So this is perfect. So you were in denial.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's called pre-contemplation, meaning I'm in denial. I'm not even thinking about it.
Right.
Then you started losing shit.
That's my thing. When I was doing cocaine and drinking, I was like, it's not hurting my finances. It's not hurting my family. I'm not causing any problems. Until it fucks up one of these things, I don't have a problem. That's where I was.
And then you went in, and then your thought was, hey, maybe I do have a problem. Pre-contemplation.
Well, no, not for me. Then it started hurting my family. So then I'm like, well, it's only hurting one of the three. I can still do it. So that's what I was doing.
So
I was kind of doing, well, it's, I'll stop. Well, I'll stop now. Well, it's only hurting this a little bit. I was literally going against what I believed in.
But eventually you get to the arc of how every human being changes is you go from something called denial, then you go to pre-contemplation, then you go to something called pre-action, then action, then maintenance, and then transcendence. So if you told me your story, I could tell you which arc in your recovery you were at every single point, which is really cool because you just gave me an example of two of them. That was beautiful.
So when you're an addict and in the depths of it, you cause a lot of hurt and pain in the people close to you. Do you think the people closest to the addict can ever really move past the traumatic time? It feels like so much damage was done with my ex, for example. So I feel like she'll always hold so much anger and resentment towards me, even if I stay sober the rest of my life. Is there a way past this? Is there like something I can do to, I don't know. I'm the type of person like, how can I fix this quick? You know, and this is one of those things that I can't fix quickly.
The hardest thing in the world is to
forgiveness,
is to lose someone that you love.
Yeah.
Guys and girls are different. We can leave somebody, okay, and go back multiple times. With women, that's not usually the case. Once they lose respect for somebody, it's over. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have a valuable relationship and co-parent a beautiful baby boy, because you don't want to have a Jerry Springer situation. That ain't who you are. You're an elegant man, right? So, and if your woman that you had children with isn't completely okay, then you're not going to have a kid who's completely okay. And the reason I know this so intimately is because it happened to me. And sometimes it still hurts, man. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But I get the best parts of her now. She's actually a great person. She's not property anymore. I already made all the mistakes, bro, you made. We're almost the same guy.
Yeah. I said this a lot before, and I've even heard this in my rehab, and I heard this, that trauma and mental health issues are the drive for addiction. And I think that's 100%. For me anyway, it is. I do not like the taste of alcohol. I do not like snorting fucking shit up my nose. It's not fun. It doesn't taste good. It doesn't feel good. But these things make me feel better in the moment, so I don't have to think about my marriage. So I don't have to think about the trauma. If I don't think about my father. Like I said, I don't like doing it. I hate the taste of alcohol. I hate fucking my nose burning, sneezing and not being able to breathe. It sucked. But this is the only thing I could do to make me feel good. Do you think, now the question is, the trauma and the mental health, is that why we go towards drugs and alcohol?
You have two types of trauma. You've got a specific trauma and a continuous trauma. Okay? A specific trauma would be, God forbid, one of your loved ones passing.
Right, my father.
Right. A continuous trauma is typically the trauma that you get from your parents, right?
Right.
Over time. It can also be somebody who is touching you over a long period of time, although that could be a specific trauma as well. Okay. But those are the two types. Those are the two reasons why people self-medicate. And that's been my experience over almost 20 years now.
Interesting. Do you think it's possible to stay sober in active recovery when you own a bar or in circles when drinking or people and partying? I am in circles, and you don't know this or not, but all my friends still drink and I still hang out with them and it doesn't bother me. My question is it possible to stay sober in active recovery? If it's working for me?
Well, I think that you have to be completely true to yourself, right? Because this is an area where you can horseshit yourself and lose everything.
Right.
Okay. So you can't think you know, you have to know you know.
Right.
Okay. So only you can answer that question. My old sponsor would have said, I don't give a shit what you own. Okay. You can stay sober. You go anywhere you want,
right,
so long as you know who the hell you are.
Yeah. So, this is getting a little bit more towards what I'm going through now. Addictions aren't just alcohol and drugs anymore. What are some other addictions you're seeing a lot more of now? What's a popular, I don't want to say popular, what's the trending? Would that be the right word?
No, definitely not trending.
Okay,
but
what's something that people are becoming more addicted to that you're seeing nowadays? Is there a shift in anything? Is there, this day and age, life is fucking hard and people are getting addicted on all kinds of shit nowadays. So is there something that you're seeing like, wow, people are struggling with this now? I didn't see that coming.
God, the jokes are flying in my head. I hope I don't get a seizure.
Let them out.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
And I'm the chairman of a healthcare corporation.
I'm just asking, like, when people are coming in nowadays, we're in a different generation, we're in a different time from when you started this. Is there addictions that are like, whoa, this is something new that he's struggling with, or I didn't see this, or this wasn't in my day? Are you learning more too of other addictions that are coming out now?
No.
It's the same?
It's all the same.
Okay.
What's different now is that the people we're treating are sicker than they've ever been.
Okay.
Ever.
Are they disguising it more?
What do you mean?
Are they disguising their problems? Like, a lot of people like to make excuses of why they do what they do. Are they coming in hard-headed, being like, I don't have a problem, this is this and this is, or making excuses, I'm doing this and this because I'm this. That's what I did. When I went into rehab, people are asking, why are you doing this? Because it makes me feel better in the moment. That's why, because I don't want to deal with my fucking problems. That's why I do A, B, and C. I don't do it for any other reason. I really, really don't. And I'm just curious, is that what you're getting a lot of when people come in? Do they want to quit for the most part?
I don't think that part's changed at all. Okay. The 50% that come in to get the heat off and the 50% that come in to get well, that's always going to be evenly split for the most part. I think since COVID, people have gotten sicker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And you can see it in our work ethic, right? Everyone's apathetic.
Right.
Right? I mean, even the good restaurants that used to be killer are now right? I mean, everyone is nobody wants to work.
Right.
Right?
Nobody wants to work.
It's a completely different mindset today. And I think a lot of people were damaged by COVID, and mentally, I just see people being more on the mental health side and not so much the substance use disorder side.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going with this.
I actually think that, because when COVID hit, so many jobs ended up, going from the office to home. And I think the most difficult thing for people and the biggest toll it takes on your mental health is when you wake up in the morning and you don't have structure.
That's right.
For me, I wake up and I get my kids ready for school, and then I have my job. I work 24/7. So when you don't have anything to wake up for in the morning, and it's hard, right, Jax? Because when you're working on your reality show,
right,
it's for a specific time frame, several months when they're filming, right? But other than that, what are you really doing? You're going to the gym.
Yeah, you go to the gym, that's why you got to have lots of projects. I thrive on structure. I need the structure. That's why I did so well in rehab, because I got up in the morning, I made my breakfast, I went to the gym, I went to therapy, I went to see the doctors, went back to the gym, did my reading, did my journaling, went to bed. Like, I love that. I love having a plan. When I don't have a plan, that's when I'm fucked up. Like I said, during COVID, really fucked things up for me because I lost my job. My wife was pregnant. I didn't know where money was coming in. I was taking out all my anger on the fact that I have a job anymore, instead of trying to say, okay, all right, we got a bump in the road here. How are we going to fix this? How are we going to make this better? How are we going to get through here? What are the steps we're going to take? Talking to my wife, sitting her down. Okay, here, this is the problem we have right now. How are we going to fix this? How are we going to get point A to point B? And instead of doing that, I would call up the drug dealer. Here we go. And the drug dealers were thriving during COVID. Thriving. Drug dealers were killing it. And that's because everybody was sitting at home doing shit, and they didn't know what to do, and they were getting in their heads. We couldn't get out of the house. We were angry. We were livid. We couldn't see our families. What do? You take drugs.
You know what else did really well during COVID? And I just found this out a couple days ago when I had a guest on my show.
Who's that?
OnlyFans.
Oh yeah.
They were using all their money on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so a lot of people in the public eye, such as myself, struggle with identity. This is true for me. How do you help someone figure out who they are without the ego? This is tough. I need this question. Help me out here.
Well, it's about consistency, right? So I've got a board. And what I do is think of it like a pizza, right? And you have each slice as a different area of your life. And that is a full life. Now, I don't know what subjects you're going to put, for your pizza. I don't know what you're going to call each slice. Maybe it's my children, right? So, and then maybe romantic relationships, and then careers, and then, overall health and all of that. A full life builds self-esteem. When we get sober, we want it all right now.
Yes.
It doesn't work that way,
And
dude.
I'm 100% on board with you on that. I want to fix it, and I want to fix it now.
We want it done yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's not the way it works. So at Carrera, I have a world class gym. A spa right in the middle of the center, like a world-class spa. Okay. And people thought that was a vanity play, and it wasn't. Okay. The reason we did it is because I believe that self-care turns into self-esteem, and that turns into self-love. And I've never met anybody who truly loved themselves trying to kill themselves with drugs and alcohol. And neither have you if you think about it. And let me help you out. Don't struggle with that because it doesn't exist. Okay? What you do, it's just like sports, man. In practice, you work on where you're weak, because in the game, you're going to win and you're going to go to your strengths automatically. Right?
Right.
That's how we do this thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's how
I promise you, you're going to get there, and you are unusually clear-headed. For someone with under a year, you speak fast, you're to the point, you have an amazing clarity about you. You're going to become the best version of yourself if you can create a life worth living that you're proud of. If you can't create a life that you're proud of, then you can't stay sober. The end.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Yeah, I believe everything you're saying. I'm starting fresh. Starting from, I say, ground zero, new foundation, new studs, new all this stuff, and I look forward to the new things that I'm trying to accomplish. I've been this character for so long, and I've been on TV with this character for so long, and I always thought, okay, this is the crazy person that they want to see on TV. They love to see me spiral. They love to see me, what I'm going to say, and I thought that's the person that people wanted, and that only worked for so long, and now I'm kind of like, I'm not struggling, but I'm relearning how to have a new identity of not being that crazy person anymore. Are people still going to like me the way this new me? I'm worried about it. Are people going to be accepted of it? I'm learning to be accepted of it. I'm just hoping it translates on television as well. And I shouldn't be thinking like, okay, who gives a shit what other people think? I should be doing it for myself.
Stop. I need you to embrace your insanity. Don't hide from it. That's bullshit.
Oh, I'm not hiding from it. I know I was crazy. I know.
Everything's going to translate because you're the same guy. The only difference is there's not going to be any outbursts where you put people in apprehension because of your anger. You're a scary guy, right? So you don't want, and women are all about safety, and you can never be the scary guy. You have to be the safe guy. So as long as you're the safe guy and you walk through life with a measure of humility. The stars that I like the best are like Keanu Reeves, right? I mean, he's the most down-to-earth guy there is. Sean Penn, the most down-to-earth guy you'll ever meet. My buddy Scott, one of my best friends, you can't go anywhere without him being attacked. He's the most gracious human being there is. That's where the elegant man comes through. When you're working, you're going to be whoever the character is that people dig, and you're going to evolve naturally over time, and it's going to be to the point where it's indistinguishable to your audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But don't ever try to temper that genius, dude. We are a talented people. We are what was that? Oh God. Neurodivergent.
It's
What?
neurodivergency.
Thank you.
Neurodivergent. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sitting here like I'm brain damaged. So you're neurodivergent, okay? And that means you're incredibly talented, okay, in certain areas, gifted. But in other areas, you have challenges. Like how it shows up in me is if everyone can do something, I have no clue how to do it. None, zero. And my thinking is, why do I need to do it if everybody else knows how to do it? If everyone else knows how to do it, I got it handled, right? But if something is like next to impossible or very difficult, it slows down for me. I can figure it out.
Yeah.
And I can live with an unresolved problem.
Interesting.
Okay. That's how it manifests in me.
Richard, I just want to say thank you so much for giving me the time and sitting here and kind of explaining a few things and talking to me again, because it's always really, really nice to talk to you. You always make me feel really, really good. But thank you again so much for being here. Lori, thank you so much for being here as well. That's this week at In the Mind of Jax Taylor. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you later.
September, CBS hits are streaming free on Pluto TV.
I'm coming in hot.
For this month only, you can watch full seasons of the CBS shows you love. From the courtroom drama of Matlock to the heroics of Fire Country. Go back to where it all began in NCIS Origins, or watch the hilarious hauntings of ghosts, all for free. Full seasons of the CBS shows you love. This month only on Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Hey, fans of freedom and open discussion, I'm heading over to Substack, and there's an ad-free audio and video version of The Adam Carolla Show that's going to be waiting there. In the near future, you'll even be able to watch ACS Live, unedited, as we record it, participate in the show via live chat. That'll be coming up very soon. You'll also get an ad-free version of the Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew Show. You'll also get an exclusive to my new podcast, Beat It Out, where I share unpolished ideas with my comedian buddies. The first series of episodes is going to be Jay Moore. You'll get all this and more for the low, low price of $9 a month, a pittance for all we're going to bring you. Subscribe now at adamcarolla.com/Substack, and I'll see all of you in our new speakeasy called Substack.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized, so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.